We need to be in the hall.
Yes.
First of all, I want to thank you all for coming this evening on behalf of the club secretary and the club committee. Welcome to Orpington Liberal Club for our night of celebration. We've come a very long way in the last few years, and we've had a number of awards. Our first award tonight is going to be presented by
John. Where's
John, from the Bromley branch. Tom from the Bromley branch. Here he comes.
Hi everybody, I'm the boring person who did the same thing this time last year, 27th of April I think it was, and I'm the Orpington rep for the Bromley branch, and our judging panel have come to the conclusion that yet again I've got to present you with a certificate.
I'll do the speech after the next
Well, somehow we've now gone away with Duncan not making a speech, which is so far so good. I'm not sure we're going to manage to get away with it all night. It's a fantastic accolade from Bromley CAMRA to recognise that the club for a second year running. So thank you very much, guys, for that. Next, of course, we have what I think in London counts as CAMRA royalty. It's like having the Queen coming down to the So far, previously, we've only had the monkey, John. And today, we've got the organ grinder, Christine Grind, who's here on behalf of CAMRA to present another award.
Cheers, everybody. Can I say I'm really delighted to be here. John came down to a few months ago when he gave a talk with Greg Mulholland on saving pubs, and he said what a great place it was. So when I was asked to actually come and deliver this, I thought, yeah, why not? I'm actually one of CAMRA's national directors, which is like a trustee. So we operate exactly the same as you. We're all volunteers, and can I say it's been a really good evening, and then we've had some really, really good beer, and thank you very much for all of that. It's been interesting to see and look back about how this club has developed. A few years ago it was struggling. It was barely getting through a barrel a week, I gather.
Each month.
A month? God. I hate it. Oh, okay, well, Sarson's is not bad, I suppose, but on the chips and not necessarily to drink. And then a white knight, I gather, came on board, which was Duncan. And he encouraged local groups such as the Folk Club and he switched from the Green King beers to a mix of different real ales, many of which from local breweries. And it's all about supporting local activities, so it's great to see the support that he's had. All right, we haven't got any London beers here tonight, but we've got plenty for not very far away. Yeah, so we've been drinking that fast. So it's been really good to see how the whole bar has actually developed. And it's great to see actually a number of CAMRA members who have joined simply because of the beer. Nothing to do with the price, of course. Last year, the club was awarded the London Club of the Year. We haven't got that many good clubs in London, so it's been really pleased to see that Orpington came up and developed. And the nice thing was that it was compounded by an entry into CAMRA's Good Beer Guide. There are very few clubs in the Good Beer Guide because it's mainly a pub guide, and I think a real round of applause has got to go to these guys for getting the Good Beer Guide this year. The icing on the cake, and I think I gather Duncan went a bit white, is that it got through to the shortlist of the National Club of the Year, which CAMRA runs in conjunction with the Club Mirror, and it became runner-up. And you think about the thousands of clubs across the country to get through to the last four. I think says a lot and is a real tribute to the hard work of Duncan, but not only Duncan, all the volunteers, the effort that they've made in terms of making this club a great place to come and a great place to come and drink beer. And so I'd like to give you a toast to making the Orpington Club and to congratulate Orpington Club as one of the very best clubs in the whole of the UK for good beer. Cheers. Are you going to say anything?
Yeah. Thank you, Liam. Actually, Liam, we've got some really good cider in as well, which you'll appreciate because you drink that. And we haven't actually sold a single cider or perry tonight that I know of, which is one of the things when the judges come round. When we were judged for this bit, they're meant to be secret. A few of them told us when they turned up, and a few tried to pretend. And you get someone with a sort of northern accent comes in wearing a CAMRA t-shirt or a club t-shirt from up north, and starts reading your notice board and running their finger across the toilet doors and various things. And you say, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just going through all the new places in the guide." "Oh, right, you'll be down to Farnborough, because new pub in the guide down in Farnborough Village." "Oh no, I'm off to this club in." Right, okay, thank you very much. You're a judge. We'll. The worst bit I have to say was about the one escape from here is here, and the day job is going to Quins for rugby, is being at the stoop and getting a text message from Louise saying, there's a judge in. It's like, what am I meant to do now? Just hope the beer's okay. I hope the beer is okay tonight. We've actually everyone's been a bit unpredictable over the last couple of weeks, and only two of the beers you've got on tonight are the ones I actually planned to be on tonight, which are the Burning Sky Plateau, because it was one of the ones we were going to be doing some awards to brewers tonight, but it didn't happen for various reasons, and those of you on our ale mail will know why, and we'll get invited to that. But Mark Tranter, who brews that, who used to be the head brewer at Dark Star, we're hoping to get here to be presented with an award from our festival, which we were sort of hoping to do tonight. And when you see on the ale mail we got the Aurora on, you have to come down and try it, because it's sort of 5.5% sessionable beer, which makes you unconscious in about an hour. And Gary from Kissingate, who was meant to come tonight, but unfortunately he hasn't had holiday in 4 years, and he's taking Bunny on something to do with beer in the Isle of Wight, and he had to bring his ferry forward from tomorrow morning till this evening, and groveled so much that he gave me Mark Tranter's mobile number to portray Mark to come down. So we've those two beers went beyond, and a bit oddly, because everything went a bit all skew whiff at the moment, we've got 4 beers from Sussex, which is a bit odd, but part of that is because all the Sussex brewers pass us on their way into London, so they like throwing their beer in here, unlike the London brewers who hate coming out to us because they think we're in Calais or somewhere. As I said, none of you drinking ciders. That's a bit about the beer bit. And what else can I say? I should go back to the Bromley Award. Thank you to Bromley CAMRA for giving us the award again. You've just got to find a few more clubs for us to compete against, because we have sort of had one other club that we can compete against, and I know sadly that's likely to disappear this year. So we need a bit of competition, because actually competition's good. We've got a micro pub opening in Petswood, and the bloke opening it came in recently to ask for some tips, and we're quite happy to give tips, because if it means people who like good beer come into the area. In fact, I said to him, please can you open over the road, because your hours are so different to ours that you can open over the road. When you chuck out, they can all come in here. But so we want some competition. Christine mentioned the Good Beer Guide. Yes, the funny thing about, I'm going to mention a little bit of politics, because this place obviously is a political club, although we hide it quite well. Some of us have stood for Parliament and been councillors and various things, and we sort of hide from that bit, partly because I'm politically restricted these days. oddly, political parties are a bit like, or CAMRA's a bit like a political party, you discover behind the scenes. Essentially, it's a pile of volunteers who like bitching at each other and sending each other. I'm going to be a bit careful about this. When you read the What Cup Pub discussion group I'm on, they like sending themselves each other stroppy emails. And one of the things
Of course, you don't add anything to it.
of course I don't. Andy has promised to come down here one day after last time he's crossed with me over the phone.
John was his best man.
Was he?
It's wedding.
Well,
There you go.
yeah. We do.
The big lad, you mean?
We do have a bit of an issue that we appear in the Good Beer Guide, but unless you're logged in on your phone, we don't actually appear on What Pub. And I'm on a bit of a personal crusade to beat the death out of it.
I'm crusading with you, Duncan.
I know you are. Yes, I would like to thank certain people in the Bromley branch and in London who have got involved in my fight, and some other clubs who keep writing joint letters to What's Brewing, but never quite getting them published because Andy Shaw backtracks every time we. Anyway, moving on. I would like.
Gotta get a train home.
We've got to get a train home. Okay, yeah, that's the end of it. Thank you very much, Christine. It's an honour, and hopefully it's the first of many.
I'm sure it will be. Could we ask everyone who's involved with the bar to come up, and we'd like to take a group photo for the next issue of London Drinker magazine, plus Tom with his award this year, so we can do a big, basically a big photo. So please do come forward if you're involved with running the bar. Please come forward. And you need to bring a drink.
I'll just stand on the stage, some of you.
There's no room for us on the stage.
Oh, well, not if you get up there isn't.
I don't think the stage was
Tom, why did you come round the back? From you to have the why don't you come round this side? Okay. So why don't you go?
You're not going to get on the stage.
Give them 3 cheers! Hip, hooray! Hip, hooray! Hip,
Tom, if you, I suggest you get that side because there's too many awards on the left. Tom, you go to the
Balance it.
balance it. Hey! Right, come on then,
You
guys.
need the barman here.
Cheers and all that crap. Chris, would you look at the freaking photograph? Excellent.
Oh, one for London Drinker!
Hang on. It's doing something called storing, which I don't know what that means. Right, cheesy Dewberry, what's it? I've got your bloody head in it now. Well, you sit down.
It's no bigger stood up.
Right, you ready? Yeah. You not stick your head forward. Right, done. 3.